So generally when we create a blueberry bed, we usually use ericaceous compost because that's what they like. And most of the gardens we create in Sheffield don't have acidic soil. So these blueberries, quite happily growing. What is this underneath?
That's Lingonberry. So you probably know it from a very, very famous Swedish hardware and homeware store where they sell the jam and the syrups, the cordials. It's a great ground cover plant, particularly in a raised bed, because you can see it's got a tendency to spread, but it also gives you a really fantastic sour, rich flavour, and it complements blueberries because they grow in the same sorts of soils.
So how did you create the soil in this bed?
So first of all, we used oak that was harvested on site. It was felled on site from trees that were naturally aged. Yes, so this is oak from Rudding Park. We lined it out with membrane, and we layered up mostly with wood chip actually. You can also use pine needles, and Christmas trees can be really good for growing blueberries in. So if you save your Christmas tree at the end of the year, strip the needles off and top them up. That refreshes your container grown blueberries. What we also do now is we use all the spent coffee grounds from the hotel. So we recycle those, bring those in, and every winter we mulch this bed heavily with a combination of wood chip and with coffee grounds. It just helps to balance that acidity that the plants need, and as you can see, they're growing quite happily. They're looking a bit red because it's the end of the season, and like us all, they're getting a bit tired. You know, they're normally used to being in a slightly more woodlandy environment, and it's been so hot this year. We're watering them with spring water from our natural bowser that we have on site, our natural spring.
How posh are these?
They're very posh, aren't they? Aren't they?
They've got proper soil. They're grown in an oak raised bed, locally sourced, with soil that's been improved from at the source. From site,
absolutely.
I mean, incredible. It's all about so sustainable.
It's all about sustainability. It's all about locality, and it's all about leaning into what you've got. So, you know, we're not trying to grow things that we can't grow this far north. They love this sort of climate. They are struggling a little bit in the heat, and that's why you've got that redness. That's a little bit of a nutrient deficiency. So that's just telling me that this winter we just need to give it a little bit more love.
Okay.
Do you want to try some lingonberries?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go in here before the pigeons get to them. There you go.
Thanks.
So they're a little bit firmer than a blueberry, but again, packed full of nutrients. That would traditionally be served as a sort of a jam or a jelly with something like venison, a very deep wild meat in Scandinavia.
Amazing, thank you.
You're welcome.